So you rest of imbeciles, you rest of good for nothing. If you cannot do what other men have done, what other nations have done, what other races have done, then you have better die.
And of course, as always, we definitely giving thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Let us just begin with this one here.
Seum joining us now live from Addis Ababa. It has been a year, and thank you for joining us, a year since the start of Ethiopia's conflict, yet we are seeing armed groups fighting your government increasing as numbers as they advance towards the capital. What's happening on the ground, and how far are the TPLF and other allies from Addis Ababa?
Becky, thank you so much for having me. Before I answer your question, it would be quite disingenuous of me to respond to your question without first addressing the big elephant in the room. And it's important for me to share with you, as well as your global audience, that Ethiopians, a majority of Ethiopians in Ethiopia as well as abroad, strongly feel that CNN has covered the conflict over the past year in a manner that is highly biased and detached from context. And a recent example is the hysteria that CNN had caused last week as if Addis Ababa was under siege, sending a global message that the city is about to go down. And we have often shared that it seems Ethiopia is undergoing what seems like a coordinated media campaign to tarnish the image of the country, to tarnish the image of the Prime Minister and his administration. And media outlets like CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, and Reuters in particular, as well as others, have often chosen to carry an overly negative and skewed narrative, missing important nuances. And I reiterate this to you because I also heard the opening lines, which really takes away or is devoid of assigning the actual blame where it is, assigning the blame to the TPLF that initiated this conflict. And they have also given testimony and confessed that they're the ones that attacked the Northern Command of the National Defense Forces.
Right.
So I think it's important.
Let me respond.
And let me come in here once again, definitely giving thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Give thanks to the Father and Mother of creation. Of course, you know you are in tune to the Tiger's Nest. You are listening to Radio Anu. This is the international flavor, the universal spice. Of course, this is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. sharp right here again on Radio Andu. Of course, the website is priestisaacinstitute.com. Definitely come on in and have a wonderful setting. Give thanks for all those who are here with us. You just heard a bit of what is going on between the CNN and the Ethiopian community. I'm sure many of you who follow the Ethiopian news and follow news in general would have definitely come across that whole back and forth about CNN not being fair to Ethiopia as far as how it's portrayed in the news. But hey, what else is new? In reality, to be honest, really. But as we go into the program, you know, we're here with you for a moment. I'll be touching upon that again, but really I want to get into the whole aspects of our, still looking at our anciency, and we're going to go a bit deeper as some of you who are requesting, getting some more information as it relates to our Afrocentricity and the Oriental world. But I just want to get into, before I go into my introduction, let me just give an apology for sure for our absence, really, on many different levels between Sunday afternoon and yesterday. And I mean, as it relates to communications and programming, etc., etc. And what it is, we had a serious disruption, still going through it to some degree, but we had a serious disruption as it related to relates, because I'm still going through it, our internet services. So you'd have to forgive us for sure. The Tiger's Nest, we have postponed the beginning of Serengeti until next Monday. So it will be next Monday. That is what, I think it's the 22nd, but next Monday for sure is when we are going to officially begin the morning program in Serengeti. The same thing next Monday when we officially bring forward Youth University as well. So you got to really accept our apologies. Definitely beyond our control, totally beyond our control. It was, you know, the industrial world and the construction world that disrupted some connections and some wiring, and it just threw everything off course for sure, I'm telling you. So please forgive us, those who we communicate with and we send out our programs daily to and all of that. But of course, by now we would have already doubled up on you. So just pardon us for that as well. But just reminding you, remember now, of course, we're talking about the 28th day. It is the 28th day Sunday, the 28th day of November. We are talking about the African warriors on the front line. This is our upcoming online lecture, family. This is going to be, you know, if you were with us for the Divine Black, and remember the lecture, the Divine Black, you know, the lecture we did speaking of Africa's presence in all civilization. Well, those who missed that lecture, it is available now. Obviously, it was saved and recorded, so you could get the video of it itself. It is only, what's the price of it actually? I think it's $20. Well, you can go to the website specifically, priestIsaacinstitute.com, and you could go to the shop region and you will see the video there. Wonderful sit down for you and the family. I think it's about 1.5 hours to 2 hours worth of information and knowledge. One of our online lectures, and that was our previous online lecture. And this one now, somewhat of, you know, a continuation to a degree, but we're going to be highlighting our African warriors, queens, empresses, generals, those who led on the battlefield, you know, those who were not afraid to take up the weapon and slew, even if it was alongside their king, or if a king wasn't present, or whatever the case is, if somebody was trying to hold them down. And we're not just talking about the African warriors in Africa, you know. We're teaching our young people that Africans don't just live in Africa. You understand? The understanding of the word Africa in this sense. We're not speaking of nationality in the sense of just your passport. Because in my book, they have people that are born in Africa and they're not African in the indigenous sense. And that's just reality. No one can be upset with that. But so that's what I'm talking about. The indigenous self and the land going together. The landmass going together. So we're talking about Africans outside of the landmass too, outside of the land of Africa. Those in the Caribbean, those in the Americas, wherever they may be. So it's going to be a wonderful presentation. And listen to this. The real deal about this one is that it is presented by myself and the Honorable Princess Acacia Bennett. So for sure, it is not just myself the presenter now. It will be a double presentation in that sense. The Honorable Princess Acacia Bennett, whether you hear her or not, a key member of our research team. So I could assure you that maybe the vast majority of the information that you'll be getting this evening, the 28th, will be directly from her for sure. But it's going to be a wonderful sit down, bring the young ones in. You know, I know they'll be happy to hear from her live and direct, as she is one of the key professors of our international homeschool class program for those who are on the program as well. Good. I would just like to say blessed love again to the Honorable Princess Nyla. Give thanks, we have received your projects as well, beautifully done as well, and as it relates to the solar orbs and the planets going around the sun. Give thanks for your presentation, and of course we definitely will continue to keep in contact. So family, remember the admission to this presentation on the 28th day, the 28th day of November. It is only $15, family, just $15. Looking forward for you being there. But hear this, if you get your ticket, it's an electronic ticket, It's an online lecture. Understand? So you have to get your ticket to come into the lecture hall. It's not about where is it going to be on or what platform. Once you get your ticket, trust me, you'll be there. If you purchase it before the 19th, well, then you will get it for $10. And the 19th is, I think, very soon. So you could definitely get it for such. All right. Looking forward to seeing you in the house, my family, talking about the Africa's warriors on the battlefield, on the front line. We're talking about Empress Taitu, man, who led, I think, about 6,000 soldiers. We're talking about the same Mandeke that stopped Hannibal when he was trying to run down into Ethiopia, or run up into Ethiopia, I should say, at the first cataract under the moon and the stars and the sun in Gemini. Some terrible thing. We're talking about, of course, Ya Santewa, ones that take up the musket and the sword and run on the battlefield. Queen Amina, Queen Nyabingi, Queen Nzinga, and a whole heap of them, Nefertiti standing on the battlefield, with their mighty kings and those who went alone. So we give thanks, and we looking forward again to that presentation, and bring all the young princesses for sure. Let them become more inspired. Let them be inspired and know that, they are royalty. We like to talk a lot of, we're royalty stuff. What does it mean? It means to know yourself. So obviously, family, we have a lot to get into this evening, and even before we start to go, and we already started, I'm sure you've learned so much already. But I just wanted to highlight something that I was looking at, closely. Psychology is such a serious thing. The world runs on psychology. The world runs on psychology. Them people, more than what they give you to eat, more than what they give you to do, and everything is psychology. From the food, the dance, the music. That's why education is heavy. The school system, that's why it's heavy, because it has to train you in a psychological way to obey and to move in a specific way and to act a specific way and to speak a specific way. It's all about psychology. Now, if you ask, the regular person, what is the opposite of life? They would tell you it's death. If you ask an individual what is the opposite of death, they would tell you, well, the opposite of death is life. Now, it seems like the most reasonable and sensible answer. I mean, without really going in too deep as it relates to what it means, it does sound like the most sensible answer, to be honest. Yeah, death. So, you're dead, so that means you're not alive anymore, isn't it so? A dead person is not alive. Okay, good. And a person that is alive is not death. All right, good. But now, what does it mean to be alive? What does life mean? And what does death really mean? Just tiger with me a few moments, family, please. We're going to get to the subject of the evening, but I want to cover this too. This as well is a part of the evening. I'm very happy that you're here. Happy is the God of the River Nile. H-A-P-I. H-A-P-I. That's why you must always be happy. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall be, be happy. We shall rejoice and be happy. Be glad in it. All right. So when we observe now that because the science is very deep, there are people that are alive. What do you mean by alive? Alive. They are conscious. They are moving around. Their heart is pumping, and there is life in their flesh. Even if they're in a coma or they're sleeping or whatever, but they are alive, what we call alive. Good. There are people that are alive, people that you speak to and communicate with. But on another level, these people are dead. I'm sure you would agree. Oh yeah, man, they're dead. Now, death as we know it is when your physical body, when the spirit and that life force has separated itself from the physical body, and the body, rests down. So they consider this person to be dead. All right. Now, I already showed you two aspects of being dead. even a level of being dead when you're so-called alive, because they have living people that are dead, just like they say the living dead. All right. Now, life, family, is an eternal thing. So life doesn't begin when you are born, and surprisingly to some, it doesn't end when you die. So it is something that is ever present. Life represents God. That's why there's no death in God, because life represents God. God is life. That is why life is love. And life is within all things that have life. That's the presence of God. The Honorable King Emmanuel teaches us that. You know, you may not like the devil, but from the devil have life and exists. That means the essence of life is even in him too, him, she, and them. And God is in every living thing. Am I right or what? It's just reality. So life is continuous. Even what you call your life thing there, is not really your life. It's just life. We're all sharing life. That's how we become one, and brothers, and one, and sisters, and one. And we feel it for everything, and one with nature, because we all are sharing the God spirit. We all are sharing life. Good. So I'm showing you that what you call death, life is not the opposite of death. The opposite of death is to be born. At least the death that you are describing when a person ceases to function in that physical form anymore, and it falls down, and it moves no more, it talks to you no more, it's done with, and it begins to decay as well. It's not as if it's just not talking to you, it is rotting away to the point that you have to do something with it. Right. That whole process there, which is called death, the opposite of that is not life. That itself is a part of the life process. But the opposite of that specific process is to be born. To be born is the beginning, and to so-called die is the end. Because your life doesn't begin when you're born. You see, that's how we're taught. We're taught. Yeah, we're taught. So we thought, yeah, that the life start when you come out of the womb, not even when you conceive. We don't even start it when we conceive it. We start it when we come out of the womb. That's another mistake. From the time you conceive, you start. You are there from your conceive. That's why we can kill children and so like nothing, and abortion rights and all them things, because we don't understand the sanctity of what is in the womb. It's a living being. Whether it's 3 months or 3 seconds from conceive, it's there. It's there. Yeah. So yes, that begins the process of an existence with spiritual and physical and the human being. And then it's born, it come into the world. But life doesn't begin there. Even for that person, its life is greater than that, because it has a soul. You have a soul. No, you don't have no soul. How did I come to say that? I always tell people I don't have a soul. I am a soul. I have the body. Because remember, the body now has a date and a time. 1953, 31st of August, that's when the body starts. You know what I mean? But the soul doesn't have a date. The soul has ever been there. Check it. And so when the body gone now, whenever it go, the soul still will be there. Well, Ross, I'm going to live forever. Yeah, but I ain't fighting you on living forever now. But what I'm saying is, you were born some time ago. I bet you're less than 100 years old. All right. So you just come. Right. So you could live forever after this is all right. But what I'm saying, before this, you weren't here in that flesh, but you were still around. So even if you die and you live forever, plan don't work. No need to cry, you'll still be around. Because death is not the opposite of life. The life continues. It goes on and on and on. Hey, give thanks to the life giver. We have a wonderful program for you this evening, right here at the Tiger's Nest. If you're not a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest, you know what to do. Just email us, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com and become a subscriber. Remember, it's only $20 a month. In fact, if you take the year subscription, each program comes down to like 32 cents per program. 32 cents per program. So $20 a month should come to like, I think about $240 a year. Now, it's $150 a year. You get the whole subscription every day for a whole year. From one birthday to the next birthday is just strictly Tiger's Nest coming to you every night. You know, in your inbox, you get it via the email. So come and subscribe. So there's no missing of it, and there's no getting piece and half or whatever. You're getting all of the Tiger's Nest. So we're definitely looking to have a wonderful sit down this evening as we go into such a meditation, my family. We're going to be talking about the Black presence in the Oriental world, and we're going to revisit a bit that Ethiopian CNN, you know, back and forth and see exactly what's going on. Yeah, definitely. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life right here in the Tiger's Nest. Thanks.
Redemption. Redemption. Redemption.
Until the red, the black, and the green,